to you the intricacies, the handouts of the classroom, and hopefully y'all got all them down. So here's how you get to MyLabs Plus. Now let me go ahead and tell you right now, MyLabs Plus can be obtained through Blackboard, which half the time is down, or through the back door, which is the website. Everybody with me? How many we got in here today? 1, 2, 3, let's see, 1, 2, 5, 15. And how many in here? 6. That's not right. Yeah, 20. Okay, so yeah, that's good. How many did we have in here the other day? 15 or 16? I believe we had 16, didn't we? I think Mr. Nagayan, I can't say, Tran was here, I think. Anyway, I have no idea what I was saying. But the back door is the website. I'm going to show you both. After you go through the Blackboard registration process that I'm fixing to show you, they want everybody to go through Blackboard for some reason. I don't know why. I think to justify keeping. I think that's why. So anyway, you hit Blackboard, you go to the Learn tab. Mine's under the Faculty tab. Yours is under the Learn tab. Hit Blackboard, go on to Blackboard, and courses, and this is about the most I use Blackboard. Which one are y'all? Math 120-29, which is the last one, I believe. And y'all will see that I did somewhere put the syllabus and my handouts. So therefore you can't say you can't get them off Blackboard. But right above that is MyLabs Plus. You click on it. You click on MyLabs Plus. And it should go to this screen once you've logged in with your username and password. Okay? Everybody with me? Now, sometimes your password might be your T number. Capital T, 00123456. Don't ask me why some people have to use their T number. I have no idea. Okay? But if you type in H. McClure, which is the first part of your email address at Tri-County, some of you would be J. Smith 13, and then type in your password, it may not work. So you may type in your T number, capital T, 00123456, and that should work. If that doesn't work, then you need to call the help desk, because I don't know. But before you call the help desk, there's one other thing you can try. And I'm going to send this to y'all. And I'm gonna leave this up here, and I'm just gonna open up, and I'm gonna type in now don't type that in. Type this in as soon as I can get there. There we go, right there. Now, I'm going to send this to y'all through Teams. And that means I'm going to come over here now and blow this up and go to Teams. And I need y'all at home to tell me if you receive this. It should say Pearson. Let me know if you see that, please. Let somebody say, yeah, I see it, please.
To see what?
It should say Pearson. It should be a link in the chat. On the post-it page.
Okay, let me see.
It should look like this. Should be like that right there. Y'all see it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So if you need the back door, that's the one to go through. So if something doesn't work with Blackboard, that's not unusual. If something doesn't work with Blackboard, go to this Pearson and type in your username and your password or your T number. Everybody with me? And that's going to give you this page right here. Of course, it's not going to have 111 and 110 and 120. It's going to have 120.09. You click on it. Now, while I'm at it, let me go back to let me hit, okay, those of you calling in from home, Miss Dennis, Tran, Miss Richardson, Miss Scarborough, Miss Terry, just raise your hand on your thing if you've had MyLabs Plus before. One person. That's what I thought. How many of y'all have had MyLabs Plus before? That's what I thought. Most of y'all are traditional, right out of high school probably, or, you know, first time at Tri-County, I don't know. But this is MyLabs Plus. Now, everything in MyLabs Plus is over here on the left-hand side. Oh, look, there's the syllabus and the handouts. Wow. Can't get away from them, can you? So you can't use what? Oh, I didn't get the email. So there's about third or fourth place that you see them. All right, so go down here, and we're going to go to e-text. E-text and chapter contents. That's how you can type out, not type out, but print out your what? Your book. I use e-text because it goes right to the book. Chapter contents uses an extra page. Okay, it has other things on it. So I go to e-text, it goes right to the book. Hit e-text. And you go to the three bars in the top left-hand corner. Now, how do you know what to look up? Well, what's the most important page of all the handouts? Somebody tell me. Starts with O. U, T, L, outline. Thank you, class. The outline page. That's the page that you keep with you in your notebook at all times in case you need to know what to go over next. So you look in the outline, and the outline says 1.1 is your first section. So you go to 1. I'm looking at an angle right here. Like I say, this room is the opposite of my room downstairs, and I don't know if I'm blind going this way or what, but and I'm also about 2 or 3 rows back. So I think they ought to move this board up a little bit more and push me back in this corner a little bit more. What do y'all think? So 1.1, there it is. You click on the X to see full screen if you just want to read it online. And you go up here to the 3 dots and hit what? Print page. Each section is about 9 to 10 pages. Everybody with me? So if you want to print, you got to print per page. Put 3 holes in it, put it in a notebook, go through the outline, print all those sections out. And chapter 1, I will tell you, unit 1 is the longest. It's got 3 chapters in it, okay? Because 2 of them are reading, which y'all should be reading chapters 1 and 2. Now, if you just want to print out chapter 3, that's fine, and just read 1 and 2. Or if you want to print all 3 of them out and put them in a notebook and call it Math 120, Unit 1, and bring that to class every day. I don't care. Or you can bring an old book, you can bring a new book, you can share a book. I don't care, because everybody has what? Everybody has this on MyLabs Plus, so it really don't matter what you choose. Everybody with me? Okay, does anybody have a question about printing out the book? That's how you print it out. Okay? If I want to pull up chapter 3, I go down here, and I close chapter 1. I go down to chapter 3. At angle, I can see. And pull up 3.1. And I can print that out or read it online, however you want to do it. I really don't care what book you use. If you've got a tablet, that'd be great. You could just use the tablet. Heaven forbid we use technology. So bring a tablet to class. If you want to. Now, don't ruin that, okay? Don't bring a tablet to school and be playing on it, okay? Because that'll just ruin it for everybody. All right, so that's how you pull up the book. I'm gonna get out of that. So e-text and chapter contents is how you find that. The next most important is Gradebook. Now, y'all are sitting there going, why is he going over Gradebook? Because at the end of this semester, I'm going to have 2 or 3 people email me, call me at the end of the semester, and guess what they're going to ask me? Anybody want to take a guess? What's my grade? Where's the Ohio State memorabilia? You're ashamed, aren't you? Okay? The whole point of having a gradebook online is what? So you can check your freaking grade. Anyway, let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and do this. I did this with my classes yesterday. I go through and I change stuff. This is what I do with all my classes 6 years ago whenever I started technology. Hit the gradebook. I'm going to go to change weights. And here we go. Homework is going to be 20%. Quizzes, let's see, I'm not going to put quizzes. I'm going to put your project under its number. I hate keyboard. I hate systems that don't turn the number lock on. It's the Russians is what it is. There we go. And quizzes, 0. And 30% here. And then your project that we're supposed to do, I've got to find that, but I'm not worried about that yet. Is going to be other. It's going to be 10%. Now you could easily say, wait a minute, that's supposed to be 70%. Sorry. There we go. And all that equals what? 100. Now on the test, I give you a question and it says, what is the, and that 10% is up here where quizzes is, because there are some classes that I do quizzes. I don't do quizzes in 120. I used to do homework and just test. But of course, administrators have to mess things up. If something's working, what do? You fix it, right? So they had to interject a project in there. So we're going to have to do that. Okay, good. Yes, everybody good? All right, so now that I've set the parameters for the class, when you go to Gradebook now, if I can find it at an angle, let me go to Course Home. And you hit, and you don't know why you've got a 42 over here. That's your grade in that circle right there. Okay? They used to not do overall grade. But you know why they started defaulting it to overall grade? Because people couldn't find the big orange button in the middle of the page that said overall grade. So they started defaulting the gradebook to overall grade. It used to show you this first. It used to show that, the calculations. That's what it used to show when you pull up Gradebook, and there would be a big A button right here. It would be orange, and it would say overall grade. And I guess they got tired of getting emails saying, how do I find my grade? I know I got tired of getting them. And you hit overall grade. But they defaulted it. But here is how you see it. Homework times 20% is equal to this points. Test times 80% will be these points. And your project, which will be 10%, will go right here. You add those 3 up, and that's your grade. That grade is transferred to this circle right here. Now, toward the end of the semester, if you see you got a 79 here and you don't think that's right, you hit show calculation and it says right here, homework is only 5 points. We had a guy last semester, and I tell all my class about this because it happens every semester. We had a guy last semester, and he sent me an email after grade turn in, which is too late. And he goes, I don't understand why I've got a 70. I made A's on all my tests. Well, if he made A's on all his tests, can somebody tell me how he got a 70? I didn't say he made hundreds, because if he made hundreds, he wouldn't have made a C. But he had an A average on all his tests. What'd you say? He didn't do a 1 page of homework. Okay? And then he got all mad. Well, he didn't follow what? He didn't follow simple ass directions. You don't follow simple ass directions, you have to suffer the what? The consequences. That's called life. Okay? Now I could go off with all kinds of things here, but I don't understand why people can't follow simple ass directions. Okay? We are a product of our own decisions and choices. He chose, what did he choose? He chose not to do the homework. So he needed to maintain 100 average on his test to make a B in the course. Everybody with me? That's it. He chose. He chose. When you choose to go 80 in a 35-mile-an-hour zone, what have you also chose? You also chose that if you get stopped, you have to pay the what? Simple as that. I don't understand why there's a cloud. You know, why somebody gets mad because they're getting a ticket. I've never understood that. So you don't follow the directions, you have to suffer the consequences. It's called choice. It's called free will. You make that choice. Capiche? So make sure you do all the work. Now, sometimes I have been known to let you have a week of catch-up. Now, would I give you the week of catch-up the first week of class or probably the last week of class? Duh. Okay? So that means if one day, let me ask you a question. If I gave you a test back and I gave you an extra 20 points on your test, are you going to raise your hand and go, Hubert, you gave me an extra 20 points on my test. I think you need to take it back? No. So if one day you look on homework and tests and you see all the tests are open and all the homework is open, are you going to call me and say, Hubert, I don't understand why all the tests are open and homework open? Or are you going to take advantage of it? What you going to do? You're going to take advantage of it. Somebody will still send me an email saying, I'm confused. Do I reply? Hell to the no, because I already told you. I don't understand people. Anyway, there you go. So make sure you use the Gradebook. It'll help you, especially toward the end of the semester. All right, so that's the text chapter contents. That's how you find your book. Gradebook, that's how you find your grade. Next, quizzes and tests. Well, there's nothing there. I'm going to regret this because I've already got 2 emails from yesterday. I'm going to show you a test. Now, what did I say? I'm going to show you a test. Does everybody understand what the word show is? I did this yesterday. I've got 3 emails. I mean, 1 text message from Teams and 2 emails. Do you know what it is? Students freaking out because they missed the test. Did I say that you had to complete this test? I said I'm showing you a test. Y'all, I ain't kidding you. Some of y'all, I'm not meaning y'all because y'all hadn't done it, but students, they just, I don't understand. They don't listen, and then they freak out. That's the announcements page. I can't see assignment. It's kind of hard seeing at a 15-degree angle. Let's go to pull up assignment. I'll go ahead and pull up all. I do change my tests, so I'll just go ahead and tell you that right now. Let's go with last semester, summer. That's an online class. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh my God, I gotta do all those tests by this afternoon. Yep, I'm gonna give you 6 tests to do this afternoon. Okay, I forgot to ask the people at home. Y'all do know the difference between completing a test and showing a test. I hope y'all do know that, don't you? I hope. Please tell me y'all understand the difference between showing a test and having to do a test. I hope you know. So anyway, I want to show you the whole effect of the test. That's why I have to put a date on it. And I'm just going to put 30 minutes on it, and somebody will still think they have to do a test today. I know why. What's today, the 20th? It's because of your high school. That's why y'all been conditioned. Y'all been conditioned. If I pop a whip, you're supposed to jump this high. And that's sad, but it's true. And y'all been conditioned that a teacher will give you a assignment that you have to do in 30 minutes. So I don't blame the student entirely. 8:30, and I'm gonna put 9 o'clock. So that means that I've given you a test. Now, how realistic is that? I've given you a test that you have to take in 30 minutes, and we haven't done a single math problem yet. Now, how realistic is that? So please don't go home and write me an email that says, you got to freak out first. You know what I'm talking about. You'll freak out. Okay, 30 minutes. You got 30 minutes. And when I finish this, look at there. How many times did I give you to take the test? 3 times. Why did I give y'all 3 times? Wow, somebody's catching on to this. Whoever said that, good job. Great. I'm so happy. I went through 3 classes yesterday. Not a single person said that. I cover your excuses. You know, when y'all have tests, y'all have 4 flat tires. The dog eats your notebook. Your mom and dad left you, and you're by yourself. You know, y'all come up with all kinds of excuses. Okay, all kinds. So I give you 3 attempts, so you can't use what? Excuses. I give you a week to take the test, 5 days. Why? Because of the 4 flat tires and the 3 dead grandmothers. Okay? I give you 5 days to take the test, and I give you 3 attempts. This is a bonus question. How do I count those 3 attempts? Do I average them together, or do I take the highest grade? I take the highest grade. Therefore, you can't weasel out of, can you average those 3 together? No, take the highest grade. That's 3 sets of excuses right there. I give you an hour and a half to take a 50-minute test. Why did I give you an hour and a half to take a 50-minute test? So you can't say what? I didn't have enough time. 4 excuses. I know, I'm a bastard. All right, so let's go down here and hit. Oh, one other thing that I do to piss y'all off even more. I make sure that if you leave the test right here, students right there, if this little arrow right here leaves the test, see this arrow? If I go up here and click on one of these tabs, this goes to Khan Academy or CJEG or, Wolfram, then guess what? Your test shuts off. And you can't get into homework and you can't get into another test. And this is the best part. The computer will send me a message that you basically tried to cheat. Okay? It will not say the power went out. That's what y'all will use. It will not say, let's see, what else y'all use? My wireless went out, because I had 3 different messages. If the power goes out, it will send me a thing to complete. It'll say needs to complete. If the wireless goes out, it will say needs to complete, and then it'll have a B or an A beside it. In other words, initial. If you try to leave the test to go to another application, it's going to say that. It's going to say left test. Do not call me or to email me and say, oh, the power went out, and then the message says what? You left the test. Then you're going to be lying on top of cheating. The best thing to do in that scenario is write me an email that says, please give me access, because that's telling me that you're accepting the fact that you tried to cheat. You're not trying to lie about it, and you want it, and you will not do it again, because if you do it again, then I'm either going to dock you points or I'm not going to give you access. Everybody with me? Okay, so let's see, Unit 1 test, there it is. So it's assigned, there it is, you got 30 minutes. So y'all can go home now and freak out that by the time you get home, you're not going to have time to do it. So anyway, now you go to main menu and assignments, quizzes and tests. Some books use assignments instead of quizzes and tests. And that's the only one you can click on. It'll ask you, it'll say, this is the Unit 1 test. You had 24 questions. You have 3 attempts. It's due. Oh my, it even gives you the due date, so you don't have to ask me. And are you ready? The reason it asks you this, some of y'all will try to take a test online during a Sharknado, during a hurricane, during a lightning storm. There'll be 15 bolts of lightning outside your house, and you try to take a test online. How smart is that? Not very. That's why I'd ask you, are you sure you want to start this test? Please make sure that things are right, because Murphy's Law will hit if you wait till the last minute. If this test is due midnight on the 21st and you wait till midnight on the 21st to do it, the computer's going to blow up. Because Murphy's Law dictates whatever can happen, what will happen. Start test. And I don't understand. I must have, let me look at something. There's supposed to be a gallery setting. In different books, I don't understand why it's doing this view, because most of the times, I know why. Let me go up here to settings, there. No, it's on grid. I don't know why it's doing that. I need to figure that out. Most of the time, it should have, like I got 5 people there, it should have 5 different icons right there. Oh my gosh, look at that hard question. Does Hubert replace your lowest grade with your final exam? Have I said that yet? No. And there's only one answer. Tell me the only answer that makes sense. No way, no how. Why? That's not fair. Okay, then I'll take it back and let you only have 50 minutes to take the test. I'll take off the bonus questions, and I'll take it down to 1 attempt instead of 3. Which one would y'all want? Do y'all want drop the final grade, or drop your lowest test grade and put in your or do you want the 3 tries on each unit test? I want the 3 different tries on each unit test and the bonus questions and the hour and a half instead of what? Hello, wake up. Yeah, you resting your eyes. Okay. All right. So anyway, there's the answer to that question. Next. Now, it's not supposed to bunch these questions up, but sometimes it does. Which one? Why is 30, 30, 30 not the answer? This is the #1 most missed question of the bonus questions. You're going to be surprised on #2. Yes. There are parts in some questions, and it's like each one of my questions is worth 1 point. Okay? And they're multiplied. I'm not going to get into the math, but if you have 25, each one is worth 1 point, and then they convert that into 100 points. Each 1 pointer, some of them might be broken into 4 parts. So it could be 0.25, 0.25. In calculus, you do need partial credit. In this class, you really don't need it because the way they do the questions, they divide it into parts. So you may do 100% math on a question and it only be worth 0.25, whereas the other 0.75 is definitions and what does this mean? So you might have different parts. But we're going to get into the challenge in just a second. There's a bonus question that addresses that. So that's the answer. This one does not make any sense because it doesn't equal 100. But this is the most missed bonus question. Wait, you see number 2 because I can't figure out why it is. When does the homework terminate? Well, let's go back to the outline. Now, I can get out of here because I'm the teacher. So I'm going to go to, I wish they would fix this resolution, but I'm not going to complain. Let's go back to your, oh my gosh, really? Just in this like 5 different passwords, but no, you can't use the password. Tri-County Tech is so 2000. So let's find the 120 outline because that's the most important page of all of our, let me just type in handout. Where is the math 120? Oh, come on. It should be up here. Let me just go to the inbox. It may be in my inbox. The reason I'm pulling up the outline is because the outline serves you several different ways. I'm starting to get aggravated because I can't find the Math 120 handout. Fine, I'll just pull up 109. There's 109, I'll just use that. No, I can't use the outline. Well, I'm gonna use theirs. 111, sorry. So I'm gonna pull up the 111 outline and I want you to look at it. And you look at your outline the same way. What's at the end of every unit? A test. And what's right before the test? That last section. So when we get closer and closer to 9.5, and in this case, somebody look on your outline, what is the last section in chapter 3 that we get to? They all don't have the outlines out. Can somebody get one out? You're supposed to all have them out, but that's okay. What's the last section in 3? Is it 3.5? Somebody look on your outline and tell me in chapter 3 because I couldn't find the dang of outline.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So when we get to 3.5 in the class, when I get to 3.5 on the board, what does that mean? That means the next time we meet, I'm going to be going over a review. And then I'm going to set the dates for the test and the homework. Now, I want everybody to put that to memory. Y'all not writing anything down, so don't expect me to answer any questions. When I get to the Unit 1 review test in class, like I'm doing right now, I go over it in class. I'm going to set the dates for the homework and the test. Does everybody understand that? So none of y'all are going to ask me when the due date is. No, you're not, because I'm going to say, I have no idea, because I really don't. Now, the procrastinators can't stand that, because what do procrastinators want to do? They want to wait till the last minute. So therefore they want to have a what? They want to have a date. I'm sorry. Too late to drop. You need to live with it. Pretty much. So that means y'all have to stay up with the what? With the homework. If I go over 3.2, you need to work on 3.2 homework and send me questions. That's what I'm fixing to show you. If I do 4.5, you need to do 4.5 homework between the next class. Okay? Now, the ones that don't do that, they're going to get pissed at you because they want to know when that date is. I'm sorry. I know. Go ahead and say it. I'm a bastard. All right. So the homework is due when? When the test. Did I lose my? It probably cut me off. Oh, there it is. So there it is. Toward the end of the test. That's when the homework's due. And I'll give you that date when we go over the test. And there's a math question.
I have a question about this.
Okay, let me go through everything first, okay? Let me go through the rest of the questions. Okay? Is your grade book to find your final grade? What do you hit? You hit overall grade, but now you don't have to hit that because My Labs Plus got tired of answering that same question, so they switched it. Keep your answer, keep your question in your head. What should a student do if something happens and they're out of class for a while? Now, this happened to one of your constituents, one of your colleagues. 2 semesters, last fall, I had a student that had to go on a cruise. She told me she had to go on a cruise. When did she tell me? A week after grade turned in. She missed the Unit 3 test. What did I say? Sorry. That's all I said was sorry. And here comes helicopter mom. Helicopter mom comes and calls me. I said, I'm sorry. She should have took initiative. She should have, this is not K through 12, and I'm not even supposed to be talking to you. Well, that really pissed her off because she went to department head. And you got to realize something. I've been teaching here for 20 plus years. My department head knows that I give y'all what? 3 chances. I give y'all a week to take the test. And I give y'all these bonus questions on each test. She knows all this. And then I give y'all a week to catch up. So this student went on a cruise, missed the Unit 3 test, knew she missed the Unit 3 test because she has the grade book. She knew she missed it, and then she didn't even take the time during that catch-up week to fill in that 0. Everybody with me? So my department head said, if your student missed the test in Hubert's class, there's this that she could have done, and she didn't do it. Sorry. So she got a D in the class because she missed the Unit 3 test, and she had like a B average or whatever, I can't remember, but it dropped it down to a C or a D. Okay? You make the choices, you have to deal with the what? Consequences. Simple as that. Now, what do you do if you are going, let me ask a question. How many of you got a job? All right, Mr. Ohio State, where do you work? What? Which one? Oh, God, I love Boston. Anyway, I play at it. I don't play, but I play at it. Anyway, let's say you have to go on a cruise, and you decide to go on a cruise for 2 weeks, but you don't tell boss about it. What happens when you come back?
I'm not gonna have a job.
Say again? What?
I'm not gonna have a job.
Oh my gosh, they are so unfair. What happens if you don't tell your boss that you're going on a 2-week cruise? You get fired. Oh, isn't that so unreasonable? You tell whoever. Now, what if you have a wreck? Well, I think your parents, most of y'all have parents, right? Okay? I think your parents know enough about real life that if you have a wreck, they're going to contact Tri-County Tech. Because they do have an investment in this. If you're not paying for your own, they are, or somebody's paying for it. Okay? You've got to call your employer. You've got to call your teachers, which in case if you were in a wreck, somebody needs to contact Tri-County Tech. Everybody with me? No, you're supposed to, let's see, what? Blame the Russians. There you go. That's what you're supposed to do. Because we live in a society today that if something don't go your way, you blame somebody else. No, you communicate. You are a product of our own decisions. Although, covered in the handouts, first day of class, what is the best way to communicate? Well, now see, this question is already old because now the best way to contact me is Teams. But the way that was before would be by cell phone. Okay, and that would, it should say text, email, or call because I have everything come to my cell phone. Even Teams comes to my cell phone. Where's the challenge question? That's where I'm trying to get to. If you have incomplete assignments and Hubert puts a 0 in your grade, what do you, yeah, that was the kid. This was the girl, the cruise. Oh, I didn't know a 0 went in for the test if I didn't do it. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Some of y'all are starting to say, really? You're going to say that to a college professor or Tri-County Tech professor? You're going to say you didn't know that a 0 goes in for an incomplete assignment. Whatever. There's a math question. What branch did I serve in? The only one with the United States in front of it. Duh. Please don't get that one wrong. Math. If a student does not complete all the homework assignment or test, what grade will be put in for that assignment? A 0. Oh, I didn't know. Math. This is the second most missed bonus question. And I want somebody, nobody has been able to tell me how people get this one wrong. I want somebody to try to explain to me how you could miss this question. Exactly. How do you miss this question? Only thing I can say is non-sentient. Math. If you look at overall grade one day and it has decreased, I will take Hubert and Russia has conspired against you. I will take that as an answer, but that's not the answer. The answer is it B? Because I can't hardly read. Y'all have to see this from this angle. I can hardly see it. It looks like a bunch of words mixed together from this angle. Okay? Math question. If you miss a question on a test and you believe it is correct, this is challenge. Okay, remember this. Now, what if the directions say write in fractional form and you put 0.5? You didn't follow directions. Again, call me weird, but maybe it's the Marine Corps in me. Maybe it's my dad that used to beat me, beat me. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't beat me, he whipped me. There's a difference. And there's a difference between a whipping and a whooping. Y'all know that, right? There's a big difference between a whipping and a whooping. A whooping, you can't sit down for a week. A whipping, after a day or two, you can sit down. A whooping, anyway, I've only had 2 or 3 whoopings in my whole life, and my dad gave those. Anyway, to make a long story short, I don't know if it was my dad or if it was Marine Corps, but if you make the decision, okay, you have to pay for it. If you make the decision to ignore the fractional directions, then you put up with them. There is no difference. When you break the law, you break the law. When you do something against directions, you do something against directions. You pay the consequence. If the directions say fractional form, then you put it in fractional form. Okay? Now, what if the directions do not specify? Then I will take either answer. Now, there is a cardinal rule of science and math that if you start with fractions, you what? you end with fractions. If you start with decimals, you end with decimals. But if the directions don't specify, I do have some leniency with that. What if you do the math and it's a long drawn out problem and you get 0.725 and the book gets 0.726? That's entirely okay. Okay. Even if it does say round to the nearest thousand, I am a little bit lenient with the rounding. Okay. I am a little bit lenient. Everybody with me? So rounding, open directions, yes. If it has directions that say round to the nearest thousand, and you don't round, you put 0.26, you didn't follow directions. You round to the nearest 100. Okay? So you need to follow the directions. I know that's a lot to ask in today's society, but anyway, you should what? I like C myself because I never reply to those emails. Okay? And when I don't reply to it, oh my gosh, y'all have 2 minutes and 8 seconds to finish this test. Y'all should run around in circles and panic right now. Okay, send several emails to Hubert with the last one saying hello. If I don't reply to your email, that means that I've already covered it, or I can address it in the next class. Okay, you have to decide which one it is. And that would be ask Hubert to go over your test after class. If you have several forms of test and as accounted, I take the highest what? I tells you get a job. No, I call you a loser and fails you. And you see these are just, I do not entertain extra credit at the end of the semester. Why? Because I give you 10 to 15 bonus questions on each test, which if 25, 4 times 4 is what? 16? That's 16 points on each test. No, wait a minute. 15 times 4 is what? Yeah, sometimes I can give you 60. Okay, now that's very unusual because most of the time I try to keep the questions down to 3 points apiece. So that would be 3 times 12, which is 36. So even if you're non-sentient, you can make a 36 on my test. So he awards me points for questions like these. And I also give you I drop 2 grades on each unit test. Math, and that's it. So even if you're non-sentient on this test, I thought I submitted it. What I made? I made a 58. Now this is a show me test. This isn't one, it looks like this. I'll probably add another 10 questions, to make it 33, to make it even 33. That way they're 3 points apiece. So chances are you're going to get 10 more math questions. This is kind of a show me test. Okay? And that's how the test looks. How are we doing? Everybody good? Okay, so what's left? The only thing left is homework. And we're going to go there now. If I can find homework. And there's your homework. Chapter 1 and 2, you should be reading. You should be doing the homework. I'm going to click on the homework and we're going to talk about what I want you to be looking at. So I'm just going to hit 1 because I don't care what the question is. This is the button I care about right here because some of y'all have never seen My Labs Plus. This button right here is the button that helps you with your homework while you're at home. Everybody with me? You can hit that button. Oh, good. This has got a video on it. I'm sorry, but toothpaste makes your mouth, yeah. Okay. Help me solve this. That's you ever had a tutor that asked you 15 questions for 1 question? Okay, that's what that is. Help me solve this. It's going to ask you questions before they even get to how to do it. Okay? Who would use help me solve this? somebody that has never seen the material before. So I've asked you to find the mean and standard deviation of a frequency distribution. Some of y'all have never seen that before because they don't teach that in high school. So you would use Help Me Solve This because you've never seen it before, okay? Now, contrary to popular belief, although some of you believe that you invented mathematics, you didn't, because one, you're at Tri-County Tech instead of MIT, and two, nobody invented mathematics. You know, I guess you could say Descartes and maybe, you know, what's his name? Oh gosh, Isaac Newton. You know, some of them did invent, but I don't think we got any Isaac Newtons and Galileos, you know, right now at Tri-County Tech. I don't think. All right, so, you know, if you think you invented mathematics, you just need to stay home and invent a cure for Rona. How about that? Okay. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all have ever had a class where the student thought they knew more than the teacher? And I hate to say this, and I might have told y'all this, but if you're in nursing, oh my gosh, when you get into your nursing classes, you're going to have a nursing assistant that's been in there, that's been nursing assisting for 200 years, and they're going to tell you how to do everything. If you're in a psychology class, there's going to be one student that read a book on psychology, and they're going to know more than the teacher. And in math and science, you're going to have this guy, and it's usually a guy. Sorry guys. They're the ones that know everything. Okay? So that's where you get the tutorial right there. If you've already seen the material, then help give you an example. Just show me how to do it. Boom, 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 boom. It don't ask you any questions. It just shows you how to do it. Person that uses that, and that's the most used button. People that use that, they've seen the material before, and it's not a big deal. They just need a little bit of refresher. Some people are visual learners. Guys, y'all are visual learners. Most guys are. You know, they're putting together the tricycle or the bicycle. I don't need directions. Just show me the what? Show me the picture. And Johnny got a broke leg because the front tire comes off and he's head first in the ditch. All right? Because what are all these? Oh, those are extra parts. Yeah. Those are parts that should have been put on the bicycle. But you wanted to see the picture. Okay? So most guys are visual learners. Before GPS, guys, you didn't need a map. Guys knew where they were going even though they'd never been in the state before. Okay? And some of y'all are not old enough to know that. But if you had a dad, and before GPS, the dad would drive on family vacation, and y'all ride around in circles, okay? Because he didn't know where he was going. But anyway, textbook, a video. Video shows you a video. I'm gonna play a little bit of it, if it'll play. Oh my God, cellular phones and brain tumors. That's something to really look forward to. Well, I've been using the cell phone ever since they come out, and I hope I don't have a brain tumor. You don't have a tumor. Okay, that's enough. And that is video. Textbook takes you to the place in the textbook for you readers. Some people like to read instead of do video. There it is. Statcrunch is a glorified spreadsheet. I use Excel in this class because it puts everything on the board. You don't have to use it, but I'm going to show you how to use both. Okay? There's the button right there. Now, if you want to print out the assignment or the question, there's where you print it out. I don't care about that. There's my button right there. Let's say you go through all of these. You ask your mother, your father, and if you're one of those people that invented mathematics, you didn't invent this question. All right? Let's say you've gone through all of this and you still don't know how to do it. And you send it to me. And you send a question. I'm going to make, there. You send me I did that on purpose for a reason. Send it, and then the next day at class, next Tuesday, I will, when we start homework, which will be probably Tuesday, when we start math, Thursday of next week, I'm going to go to the file folder. I'm going to go to my email. And of course, Tri-County logs you out every 15 seconds. This is so ridiculous. You know why they still do this at like 15 seconds? It's because nobody uses email in their class. I go to the 120. Oh my gosh, look at there. And there's that question that you sent me, and I just have to hit the link. And there's the halfway message that I sent to show you that I sent it just like that. This wasn't sitting in my email before y'all came to class. I just sent it. And I click on this, and it takes me right to the homework question. So this takes the place of you asking questions, raising your hand and asking questions, for some of you that don't like to do that. Now, you had a question about the test. Somebody had a question about the test. What was it? Go ahead.
So about the units, do we do the homework after each one and then we send it to you, or does it pop up?
It keeps everything. You don't have to do anything. The only thing you have to do is do the work and submit it. And then if you have questions, you send me questions. Now, if you have a question on the test, then you send me after class after you've submitted the test. Now, you can review the test in Gradebook. Let's say you do the first test, first attempt, excuse me, and you want to go over it. No, I don't know what's wrong with it. And you've done the first attempt. You go to Gradebook, and you can hit review on Unit 1 test, and it'll let you review what you got wrong. Okay, so everything is pretty automatic. The only thing, the biggest suggestion for students in here is that you stay up with the homework. If I go over 1.1 and 1.2, then that homework, you should try to get at least 80% of it done before the next class. Now, why 80? Because you're going to send me questions. The questions, I'm not counting the questions. I'm saying that without questions, you should get at least 80% of the homework done before the next class. Everybody with me? Now, if I go over one section, then that means it's more difficult material, which means that you only do one section of homework before the next class. But this reading section, chapter 1 and 2, I can cover 4 sections. I'll probably cover 3 sections the first day, Tuesday. Okay, this Tuesday coming up. I'll probably cover 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3, or 1.1 and 1.2. That means that you're responsible for that homework. Whatever I do, you're responsible for. Whatever I don't do, you're not responsible for. If I skip a section, that means you don't do the homework. So don't get ahead of me, because I might skip a section. Okay? Okay, who else got a question?
Wait, I have one more. Sorry.
Go ahead.
So Tuesday we're gonna cover.
I'm going to start Tuesday. I'm not going to start today. I'm going to start Tuesday. Who's got another question? How many of you have already gotten on to MyLabs Plus? Anybody? Okay. Well, that's what everybody after today's class should be working on: their supplies, deciding what kind of book you want to fool with, if you want to if you want to print out the book, if you want to bring a book. You can actually get a book from Anderson University, and you can get one of those books and use it. Now, the only thing is, chapter 3 in their book may be chapter 1 in our book, and you have to match it up. But the content is the same. The one good thing about math and science, it doesn't what? It doesn't change. So I don't care what you bring to class as far as a book. I do care that you bring the minimum of a notebook, highlighters, colored pencils, pen, paper, pen and pencil, and a TI-83 or better calculator. Those are the minimums. Now, what you bring as far as a book, that's entirely up to you, because you can print it out. Everybody's got it online. I don't mind if you bring a tablet, but some of you abuse the privilege when y'all bring your laptops. So I'm going to just say, let's just keep it to a tablet, please, because students in the past have abused the privilege of laptop. Okay, they all sit on the back row, and they all do their movies or their gaming on the back row, and they think they ain't got sense enough to know what they're doing. Okay, so let's just keep it to something that lays flat on the, so I can see what you're looking at when I walk by. Okay? Any questions so far? Come on now. I haven't covered it that well. Who's got a question? If you need to, bring it, but just remember, I'm going to be watching you if you have a laptop. Okay? I'm pretty sure that's it. Okay, people from Teams, people from home, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay? I covered this stuff so well, y'all don't have any questions. I don't believe that. Y'all can't think of any questions that you have. Did y'all go to Rate My Professor and check out your professors? Yes, no, maybe? Come on, y'all didn't?
I did.
Good. Did you drop any?
No, I didn't have any drop.
Okay, well, sometimes if you got a 1.6, you need to drop that teacher and get another one. And some of y'all are gonna come to me at the end of the semester, you know what you're gonna tell me? You're gonna say, I wish I'd done what you told me. Any other questions? Okay, I guess I'll just go ahead and take the roll since nobody's gonna ask any questions. Let me go ahead and shut off the recording.